Right, so in this video, we're going to be talking about connecting the two pipes together, or if the alternative is you prefer to use fittings, you can do a fitting. But in this instance, what Tom's done here is set up a little stand, and we've got a swage bit of 5, and we've got a brazing rod, which is a square piece of brazing rod. So we're going to do some brazing.
We are going to do some brazing. So what we're going to do is take this brazing rod, heat up our swage fitting, and we are going to feed the brazing rod into the fitting, so we basically get this whole cut all the way around, this whole swage filled with that brazing rod.
Cool.
And
And out of 100% cool.
Exactly.
Excellent.
And that will be, that will be safe for a pressure test. Usually up to 150.
Okay. So this is the traditional way of doing it for press chemist play.
Yeah.
All the other things that we've done in all the other videos.
Exactly.
So this is your preferred?
My preferred method, yes. Okay. But also we've got a purging kit as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this purge kit on our nitro, on our nitrogen. And what's going to happen is this nitrogen is going to flow through the copper.
Yeah.
And it's basically going to take all the carbon build up out of the pipe, because you don't want any contaminants inside the pipe. So when you braze, there's a carbon deposit that sort of is inside the pipe.
And do you do it as you go along, or do you do it once the system's in place?
So as you're brazing, you have to purge.
At the same time.
So you put this on,
yeah,
and then you'll hear basically a little bit of nitrogen coming out the top.
Okay.
And then that's when you start raising.
Okay.
And what that's doing is just taking all the carbon out of the pipe.
Right, so over to you, Tom. I'm going to leave you to get on with it, right?
That's all right.
Step back.
So this we've got here is a purge regulator, and there's a couple of settings. You've got braze and purge. Because we're brazing, we're setting it to braze. So we'll put that on. It doesn't need to be a heavy flow of nitrogen. Only needs to be a little bit. That's what that regulator is good for, because it will just give you that steady flow that you need. Well, gauge on. Right, so we've got our regulator set up. Now what we also have, what I like to use, a little bit of a tip, is basically a pipe adapter. So this has pretty much every common size, like pipe size that you need to flow nitrogen through. So we set that up on the end, and then when I open that, you should hear a hiss of nitrogen. So we're just going to put our pipe adapter on the end of our pipe, open our valve, and we've got now a steady flow of nitrogen going through the pipe work. So what we can do now, to get our safety gear on, we can get brazing. Might take a little while in the cold, but so what we're trying to do is we're trying to feed the brazing rod and sink it down into the swage. So we need to get that nice and hot. Not ready yet, it's a bit cold outside. And there we go, you can see that flowing. So you want to push that into the swage and bring it down. Again, we've got our nitrogen flowing, so we're making sure no carbon deposits are in the pipe. There we go. So we finished our braze. We've purged all the way through. Just don't touch it when it's hot.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit more time in the cold, but other than that, that's pretty much the procedure you're looking for when you braze it. You want to make sure, I don't know whether you can see, but all the braze is come down into the fitting all the way around. So, and there's just like a nice little collar on the outside as well. And we've purged all the carbon out of the pipework. So inside there, if we was to cut that open, it should be nice and clean.
So now you've done it, right? Obviously, you've got to wait for it to cool down. Do you then polish it up, or if you're going to lag it, it doesn't matter?
It doesn't really matter. I mean, what I like to do is just wipe it down and just make it just a little bit neater. And then once you come to pressure test, if you still have access to this, then you can just go over with your leak spray.
So you wouldn't lag that, or it's already got lagging in?
No, you would have to lag that, because if it's in the middle of the pipe well, obviously everything's got to be insulated. Yeah.
Okay. Then you just push the lag together.
Push the leg together, take it. But this is why this is so important as pressure testing an AC system. This is so important, because if you get a little pinhole in a braze, or you've got a loose flare or anything like that, this is why it's so important.
Cool. So there you go. That is brazing copper to copper.